You've probably heard that AI hallucinate, AI make things up. But have you ever noticed how much your own mind make things up? All the negative hallucination that your mind creates out of thin air. Like all the times you've blown things out of proportion. You've turned a little something into something big. You over dramatize, you overthink, you get yourself anxious and depressed and angry. Like all the time you're worried about what are people gonna say, and you play those stories in your mind and you imagine the worst case scenario and all those other things that happen. This is your mind making things up. There's something that happens and you create a whole story, a whole mental movie, a whole mental hallucination of what happens. And what happens then? It affects your life, your decisions, your energy, your reactions, what you create. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy if you keep entertaining it. So in this video, I'm going to show you a very simple but extremely powerful tool to help you break free from those mental hallucinations. But most importantly, this tool will help you reprogram your subconscious mind so that you can turn the past into wisdom. Because think about this for a second. The way you create meaning in your life and so on right now is deeply subconscious. And the reason why you see the world and you make the story that you make and you have the thoughts that you make and you have the perception that you have about the world, people, and things that happen, things that trigger you, is because you have subconscious programming, right? Things that happened in the past, and so now you're wearing lenses and something happens, automatically you create a meaning based on experiences that happened in the past, based on programs and beliefs that you have subconsciously. It creates a perception that makes you respond, react, create, and do certain things in a certain way. So this very simple tool can help you break free. It can help you reprogram your subconscious mind, and it can help you turn this into a blessing. Because here is what neuroscience will tell you. This is not woo-woo. This is something that is so important to understand. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So when you think of a past memory, or when you imagine the future, what is good or bad, doesn't matter. When you think of the present or the past or the future, it triggers and activates the same brain centers, right? Memories and imagination are closely linked. So when you actually recall a memory from the past, you are using imagination. It's not like you're playing a file somewhere on a hard drive. It's a recollection of things. And what neuroscience will show you is that every time you think of a past memory, you change it slightly, right? Based on your mood, based on your thought, based on what happened, you can change your past. You distort your past memory. So you are already changing your whole past experience based on every time you replay certain memories, certain thoughts, certain things that happened in the past. You are changing it slightly. Now, it can be a very accurate version of what happened, or it can be very different. But since our life is a reflection of our past, who we are, and what we believe in those experiences, how they shaped us and how they made us feel, and our perception and how it shaped our identity, you can see why this tool is so important, right? Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. Whatever you hold in your mind, whatever you hallucinate, whatever you let it create, you will experience. It feels real. We've all been in a situation where you get a text message and you don't know if you should be angry, if you should laugh, or how you should react. So in a moment you make a decision, I'm going to be angry. And now you start to create a story about what they say, what they meant, how they feel about you, what it means about the relationship. You create a whole story, you overblow it, you over-dramatize it, your anger goes through the roof, you get distance, you want to ghost them, you want to do all these type of things. Why? Based on the story you created, based on the mental hallucination you created. You convince yourself that you're right, that this is the right thing to do, blah, blah, blah. So you can see how powerful this is and how it actually shapes our life. Because if you sustain that, you can completely break relationships simply based on what you created in your mind. But remember that this works both ways. It can be a blessing because you are free to make things up that empower you, that builds your self-image, that builds your identity, that builds your confidence, that drive you to create, to have the relationship that you want, the job that you want, the income that you want, and so on. And this is the blessing of the tool we're going to talk about. So let's talk about revision. What is revision? Revision is a simple tool, a simple mental activity where you replay mentally a memory of the past, an event of the past, and you change it, you improve it. You learn something from it. What I like to say to my client is that you turn the past into wisdom. So you take negative events, negative things that happen in your past, you let go of the emotion, and you create new resources. Why is that important? Because when you change your past, using revision, when you let go of the emotion, when you let go of what happened, and when you learn from it, meaning you show up in a new way, you see yourself behaving, acting, saying different things, feeling a different way, right? You improve on it. You're learning new resources subconsciously. So when that happens is that now your subconscious mind knows that in the future, there's a different way for me to act, to behave, to feel, to create. Does that make sense? And that is so important. And that is what revision is. So it's a tool to set yourself free. And when I work with my clients, or when I do it with myself, I use it in two primary ways. And I know that many people who know about revision from Neville, Goddard, and so on will have different variation. There's so many ways you can apply this because imagination has no boundaries. Yeah, but I show you two ways I apply revision in my own life and with my clients. And technique number one, is about turning the past into wisdom. So this is where we actively take memories from the past that are limiting, where there's negative emotion, things happen in a certain way, that is limiting the person in what they're creating now, right? It's triggering them, it's blocking them, it's creating boundaries in their life now. So how does this work? Is very simple. And I'll tell you a story to illustrate how this works. I had a client who struggled with public display of intimacy, right? Like holding hands, kissing, just being seen together. But she wanted to really be seen. She really wanted to, she really loved her boyfriend. She really wanted to create that intimacy. But every time they were in public and this was happening and people were looking at them, she felt that embarrassment. She felt that fear. And she was just being triggered excessively. So obviously it was affecting the relationship, the boyfriend, what they were thinking. There was a lot of tension because of that. And she was wondering, why is this happening? Why does it keep happening? Well, when we started working together, it was clear that this was a program from the past, subconsciously, right? Where she was simply being triggered, based on subconscious program. So we used revision to change the past. So what happens is that we went back to earlier memories, right? When she was younger, and like she had a boyfriend and things were happening and her parents were acting in a certain way. And basically, long story short, is that she got triggered to feel a lot of embarrassment. The parents made a big deal out of it. She created this fear, this memory, this inhibition, right? That left a scar at the subconscious level, and every time she was in a similar situation, it just triggered that old memory. Does it make sense? So what did we do? The first step here is this. You pick a memory from the past where you have whatever happened and it's limiting you, it's blocking you today. Better if it's not traumatic, because you might get overwhelmed, right? So it's better to work with people who are competent, who can guide you through the process if you go into traumatic things, okay? But otherwise, you take the event and the first thing you do, you just observe it. You just play the movie as you record it, and you let the emotion rise. Whatever you felt, let it be felt. The moment you feel what needs to be felt, the moment you felt what you felt before, whether it was embarrassment, shame, or anger, or frustration, in her case, the embarrassment, the anxiety, I let down my parents type of thing, she needed to feel this. And if you do nothing else but to simply allow yourself to feel what you feel, the moment you feel it, you heal it. And that for your subconscious mind, that for your nervous system is already a massive win. Because think about this, what you're doing to your nervous system is telling your nervous system, I am safe, I'm okay now. And you can move to that relief. So often what happens is that the emotion rises in intensity before it just goes into a relief. And that alone, step one, is the most important step, because when you let go of the old emotion that is attached to the memory, you have already changed. Yeah, I can't emphasize, like, the currency of the subconscious mind is emotion. So when you teach your subconscious mind that in that event, I'm safe, it won't get triggered as easily in the future. So you're letting go of things, deeply in the subconscious mind, and you teach your nervous system to regulate differently. Yeah. Now the second step is to be like, okay, let me change the memory, right? So in her case, what she did is that, okay, if I was believing in myself, if I was happy, if I was just my most loved, my most happy, my most authentic, my most confident self, what would I have done differently? And so she saw herself talking to her parents differently, explaining certain things, but not feeling guilty about it, not feeling embarrassed about it, just standing her ground and being fine with it. Now, some people that use revision will tell you, just see it the way you want it to see. So the parents were happy, there was never a problem to go with, it was a beautiful relationship. And I understand where they're coming from, but that's not really gonna help her in the future. So when I use it, or when I use it with my client, it's always about how can I grow from this experience, right? How do I turn a mistake and learn from it and become better, so that in the future, I have the resources to feel different, to respond differently, to speak differently, to make boundaries, to say no, to be different so I can react and be a better person in the future. Does it make sense? I retrain myself. So what she did, like again, she replayed that memory over and over and over again, but this time she saw herself behaving differently, reacting differently, talking to her parents differently, managing the perception of people differently, and choosing that I make my own decision. I'm okay. Does it make sense? And she started to get a different feeling, more calm, more at ease, more comfortable. And that is revision. That's how you turn the past into wisdom. You've turned a negative event that left an emotional scar, a mark, a program. You let go of the emotion, and then you replay with new resources. So you show your subconscious mind, we can do things better. There is a better way, because back in the past, you did the best you knew with what you had. Especially if it's around childhood memories and when you were very young, you only did the best you can to stay safe, to protect yourself, to meet your needs. But today you know so much better. So you can teach your inner child, you can teach that part of you, you can teach those memories that I can respond in a better way. So again, you create a new feeling subconsciously. And now you have turned the past into wisdom. And you can do that for anything. Let's say you had interviews in the past and you always choke, you always get anxious, you just can't say things right. And so you're terrified of applying for a new job because you know if there's an interview, you're going to mess it up. Replay those memories, right? Go to the first one and be like, you know what? Feel the emotion, step one, let it go, get that relief. Yeah, teach your nervous system that I am safe in that environment. And then be like, if I was confident, if I believed in myself, if I knew I am the prize and they'd be lucky to have me in this company, how would I answer those questions? How would I go differently through that interview? And then you replay it. And you replay it until you get a new feeling. Because the currency of the subconscious mind is the feeling. So when you replay and loop that new memory, and you get the feeling, you know your subconscious mind got it. And then you let it go. And then you can replay a few different memories. This is what we did with my client who had the fear of intimacy. We took some old memories, but also some more recent one with a current boyfriend. And we taught the subconscious mind to let go and to behave in a different way. So when she's with the boyfriend, this is the new way. This is how I want to feel. This is okay. I'm safe. I'm good. I like it. So revision can completely let go, change your past, but also what and how you respond in the now, because it changes the lenses of your subconscious mind and what makes you create certain stories, certain things, certain triggers. Does that make sense? So that is the first technique, turning the past into wisdom. And now the second way I love to use this is what I call optimization, 10% better. And this is great to do at the end of the day, right? Before you fall asleep at night. It just takes 2-3 minutes, by the way. This can be very, very fast. Take a moment in a day where you went, where something good happened. Let's say you had a phone call with a client, it went well, or you sold a thing, or like whatever happened. Like let's say something good happened. You sit back, you replay it, and you make it 10% better. So in that circle, you were even more confident. You explain things even better. Your charisma, your energy, or the client was even happier. Make it 10% better. Let's say you had a great month, you made good money, you're really happy about how your business is growing, make it 10% better. Let's say you went on a date and it went great, make it 10% better. Let's say you're going to the gym and you're working out well and you like how your body is starting to look, make it 10% better. You go to that interview or whatever it is that you do, right? Make it 10% better or 20, it doesn't matter. But why is this important? Because you're teaching your subconscious mind again that there is more. Not only I'm very happy about what happened, I'm grateful and so on, but I can do more. I can be better. I can be more confident. I can be more eloquent. I can have even better resources. I can say things even more clearly. I can be more charismatic. I can be even sexier. I can be better. So you're teaching your subconscious mind that there is more and that more is normal. There's constant and never-ending expansion. So when you think about how could I be 10% more, 10% more, 10% more every single day, you're teaching your subconscious mind new ways. It's like the athletes actually do that, right? They use revision, they call it mental rehearsal, but it's the same thing. They're gonna watch the tape of the game, and whether they play poorly and they need to improve on it, or whether they play great, they're often gonna analyze certain segment with their coach, with the team, right? And then they're gonna mentally rehearse that thing. So if they played poorly and they should have passed it here, or they should have done here, or strategically they should have come up or closed that gap or whatever, They will mentally rehearse themselves in that scene doing this. Why? Because it teaches the subconscious mind, okay, next time, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to pay attention to. But if they play it well, they will be like, you know what? Let me do it even better. Hit the ball even better. Run even better. Make those things even better. So it's always a win-win. They're always conditioning themselves for perfection, for excellence, for more. Right? That's what they call it, mental rehearsal. Revision, it's about using the power of your imagination to communicate with your subconscious mind. Turn those old hallucinations, those old programs in your mind that are inhibiting you from creating the life that you want now, and create something wonderful from it. So this is two simple, powerful applications that you can use to stop your mind from all the mental crazy stuff that you create by taking control of your imagination. Because again, a lot of the things, a lot of the thought, a lot of the beliefs, a lot of the perceptions you create from your life now is based on your subconscious program. It's just thoughts that you come. You think from your identity, you think from your programs. So you see the world in a certain unique way. You get triggered in a certain unique way because of those programs. So when you go to the root, when you go to the event, when you change the past, you learn from it, you let go of the emotion, what is naturally going to arise in your thought, in your perception, is something different. Instead of being triggered by anxiety and fear and anger, maybe you feel more calm, you feel more poised, you have more resources because you've taught yourself that you have those resources. And when good things happen, instead of being euphoric and being, oh, thank you so much, you know, I can do better and it can be normal and it can be a game. That's the power of revision. I hope this video makes sense. If you need help on your journey and you want to work one-on-one with me, you can book a coaching call discovery and we can see how we can work together and if we are a good fit. And together we can help you fast track your progress and create the life that you desire. The link is down in the description. Be well.